Hi, my name is Laura Stehr. I am your child's Spanish teacher for this year. I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about our daily routine. When the students come in, we start with a warm-up activity that reviews what we've done previously, just to kind of refresh their memory, get them into Spanish mode. And throughout the class, we work individually, in pairs, small group, and sometimes as a whole group. We participate in speaking, listening, reading, writing activities, and games throughout the block. We try to use as much Spanish as possible. As far as when your child is absent, if he or she could message me on Schoology to request a Google Meet, I'll be happy to open up a meet and they can attend class that way. They could also just message me on Schoology to request work, or they could ask what they missed upon return. Students will have 5 school days to make up the missed work. If there is some type of extenuating circumstance, they can just see me and I can be flexible in those days. I also wanted to point out that it is important for students to try and be in class when they can. Of course, if they're sick, they need to stay home. But if they can be here, it's important because we do a lot of speaking, listening activities in class that are in Spanish, and that's really difficult to replicate at home unless they're on a Google Meet. As far as getting help, students are encouraged to come in and ask for help before, after school. I'm available by appointment, focus. I also have student tutors that are available for the students. I have a lot of online resources as well on Schoology. So anytime students go into Schoology and they see juego, which is game, or práctica, which is practice, those would be the review games that they can play to help them to remember the material. Since learning a language is progressive in nature, we're always building on previously learned content. So if there is any misunderstanding, it's really important that kids come in, get the help, get up to speed, and then that way they can continue on without missing any pieces that they need. One other thing I wanted to point out is that internet translators or help from native speakers is prohibited. So students are not allowed to use a translator. That would be the same as if they were in math class and they just copied from someone else's paper. They're just copying from the computer or a native speaker, and it's not their work. And we want to see what they can do and what they understand. As far as the benefits of learning Spanish, when two applicants are applying for a job and one knows some Spanish, the other candidate doesn't, they're typically going to hire the person that knows some Spanish, even if they're not fluent. There are over 500 million Spanish speakers worldwide, so the ability to speak Spanish is very marketable. And most colleges require at least 3 years of a world language in the high school. And of course, we would recommend students take 4 years, or we also have AP Spanish, and we have Spanish for careers as options after level 4. This is just talking a little bit about the increased need for Spanish speakers in the workforce, and we are seeing a steady increase in that to this day as well. And also, aside from just getting hired, if students have some Spanish speaking skills, they could make more money and receive promotions as well. I know we have a student who works at Five Guys. He knows some Spanish. He took up to level 4 and he receives $1 an hour extra in pay for that skill. Something else we wanted to point out, if your child is interested in AP Spanish, we do have an AP Spanish service learning component. So they could talk to Senorita Krieger about that if they're interested in that. She is the teacher of AP Spanish. I wanted to touch base about the Spanish Language Ambassadors Program. We have students throughout the district who come into the district with only Spanish speaking skills and not any English proficiency yet. So we have our upper level Spanish students visit different schools within the district just to help those students. So it could be, they're just kind of a one-on-one tutor, and whatever the teacher needs them to do, that's what they'll do. So they could be translating, just helping them learn English in general, or helping them with whatever tasks they have. So if your child is interested in that, it's typically for levels 3 and 4. They can just reach out to me and I'll be happy to help them with that. This also counts as service hours for our Global Scholars Program. Speaking of Global Scholars Program, we also have Multicultural Night coming up in the spring, so be on the lookout for that. It's open to the public. And we do typically have some Spanish field trips. The Hispanic Flamenco Ballet is typically for levels 2 and up, and the Boremex field trip is for Spanish club students. We have put those on hold for now, so I'm not quite sure. That usually happens in the spring. I'm not quite sure what's going to happen with those yet, but keep an eye out for those. The Costa Rica trip. So we were supposed to go in summer of 2020. That did not happen. So then it was delayed again and now again. So this summer, we're pretty confident it's going to run. If your child is interested in traveling to Costa Rica, they just need to complete and pass Spanish 2 and be signed up for the next level by the time this summer rolls around. And one more thing I wanted to speak about is the Global Scholars Program. The Global Scholars Program is a credentialing program that students can volunteer to be a part of. And they will have certain classes that they take that are global in nature. They will need to complete 8 literature or media reviews within their 4 years here at the high school. And they will also need to complete 20 hours of community service hours that are global in nature or include a world language. They also need to attend at least 4 extracurricular activities during their time here. And we have, those are really, they pop up all the time. Right now we have, there's a Hmong cultural event coming up in October. And then we have also Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead at Null Day Forest. And we will have a lot more things in the spring. This is just a couple examples for you. So if you're more interested in the Global Scholars Program, feel free to reach out to me, or your child can ask as well. Thank you so much for watching this video, and feel free to contact me if you have any questions. My email is lstehr, it's LSTEHR @cacalico.org. Or your child could, of course, reach out for me as well if they have any questions. Thank you so much. Take care.